MPs are demanding an explanation from the Crown Estate as to why Prince Andrew has been able to carry on living in his 30-room Windsor mansion, paying essentially no rent at all.
Well, it comes as the New Statesman magazine suggests that the issue with the royal family actually goes way further than Prince Andrew, and we should abolish the monarchy altogether.
And the man who wrote the piece is Lloyd, the deputy editor. He is here now to argue his case.
Well, royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams says the monarchy is invaluable to Britain and should remain. Good morning to both of you. Will you kick off? Because it is a visceral piece that I was reading this morning, and you make a lot of points about the fact that actually, of course, you know, Andrew denies all these claims that have been made against. He strenuously denies them. But you're saying, regardless of that, actually, it is not just... It's about the context in which his behaviour of all sorts of kinds have been allowed to flourish.
I think the House of Windsor, our monarchy, is totally clapped out. It's exhausted. It's thinning out. The next three monarchs, including this one, are confused and cloistered men who don't really understand the world that we live in. And I think that if they had any sense, after this scandal, they would simply abdicate and let us turn this very sad moment, quite a grim moment for our country, into something fun and imaginative and interesting.
Are they more cloistered than previous monarchs? Did Henry VIII or Edward II or Queen Victoria, were they more of the people?
I think they had a closer connection to reality. I think the fact that Andrew, since 2010, when we started to learn about his connections with Epstein, has been allowed to hold quite important government jobs, has been allowed to live in a gigantic mansion. He should be packed out to a shed in the Outer Hebrides. And instead, at all times, he's been supported by this family. It's completely wrong.
But I mean, huge amounts of tax revenues coming in because of the tourist attraction of Buckingham Palace and the House of Windsor, and we don't have to have a directly elected national president like they have in America or in France. Isn't that much better?
I mean, I think a potted plant would be better than the current monarch, actually, if we put it on a throne.
Well, no, but what this is getting outrageous, because surely this is a debate about the monarchy, not just one entitled imbecile, and also...
Entitled imbecile being?
Being Andrew, obviously.
Right.
But
there are many candidates.
No, but the facts are surely you're looking at an institution that goes back 1,200 years in our history. And it's known difficult times before. Certainly this is a crisis. I'm not disputing it. And I would suggest that in the 1990s, when the Waleses, after all, these were the future king and queen, that was, in fact, a war between them.
What is alleged about Andrew? That was
a
divorce.
No, I'm getting my opening statement in which you did. The Waleses was a tough war, just as the abdication in the 1930s. That was the future king. But what has the monarchy got to offer us? This is my case, which please let me continue.
It's good.
Firstly, Firstly, it is a matter of soft power. You say it's clapped out.
What is soft power? Can you define it?
Can you define what soft power is? What you see is every country, whether it's the Vatican or whether it is
smallest country in the world,
France, Germany, they all want a link with Britain. Trump's state visit, it actually means a tremendous amount.
There are headlines all over the world about a prince like Andrew, alleged to have done the things he's done, associated with us. And our head of state, the previous head of state, apparently covered this up. What is the soft power benefit of that? Do you think that when William and Kate were driving on their Land Rover through the Caribbean, do you think that was good soft power?
The soft power benefit is also the charitable benefit, and it's also, which you ignore in your article, the constitutional benefit of having an above-party politics.
Ask Mrs. Thatcher if the Queen was above politics. If she were alive, she would totally dispute what you're saying. If you look at the political situation now, what you see is the Labour and Conservative parties at new lows. What you've got with the monarchy, and the monarchy at new lows,
you've got consistency, and you've got a link with the past. You've got tradition, and you've got ceremonial.
You forget it. Richard, that was the longest opening statement I've ever heard, and always excellent. Always excellent.
It almost made sense as well, Ed. But
can I just put to you, Grant on email says, the royal family are... Lots of you are getting in touch with him. The royal family are great ambassadors for this country and they bring in more money than they cost. The Prince Andrew scandal has damaged their image, but lots of families have a rogue member. The idea of a republic is just awful.
I don't think we should look at this as if we're all just a bunch of accountants sitting around tabulating costs and benefits. I think this is much deeper. It's about the kind of country we want to be.
So
I
you
don't
want
think,
a politician? You want,
let's find out.
Keir Starmer, Boris
Let's find
Johnson.
out. Let's have a referendum. I think Prince Harry would be much better than the monarchy.
Let me ask you a question, if I may.
You may.
You just name someone you would like as president.
I think that once the king, maybe he could go on television this evening and say the scandal is so bad that I'm wrapping this up. The money, money from my duchies can be used to support victims of abuse, women and children.
And also, what you're also forgetting is the charitable aspect of it.
What about charity? Blathering over there.
No. What charity? You say blathering.
But as individuals.
If the King's Trust helping 1 million people, you should have Beckham and Idris Elba.
But that doesn't have to stop, does it?
Why does that have to stop?
I think Will's saying an interesting thing though here. Will is saying, I think you're about to say, if the king stood for election, you might win it.
He could. Why not? Let's see. Let's see how
name a political
he stands up to the kind of things that Ed would have stood up to when he was a politician.
Name a political party that wants the monarchy abolished.
Politicians will do what they think the public wants.
So there isn't one? Of course, no, because people value links with the past.
I think you make a really interesting point in your piece about, are we confident enough to continue without a monarchy? And there's a sense that there's a self-confidence issue,
yes,
and that somehow we need the monarchy to steady our nerves. And actually you're saying that sort of infantilises us as a nation.
I believe in the British people. I believe in their ingenuity. I believe in their capacity to innovate. I believe that they are pretty apathetic and indifferent to the Windsors now. And I think the more they learn about
to William
scandal,
and Kate?
I think they're not very indifferent.
No, that is not what the polls show.
I think
well, we've got a poll. We've got a poll. So let me just to make clear, Prince Andrew has said he strenuously denies all the allegations against him. We know
He
that.
paid millions of pounds to Victoria Giuffre.
Indeed. We asked you... Now listen to this.
That is the general YouGov poll, which you've got there.
Hang on. So we asked you, is it time to abolish the monarchy? Well, 39% said yes, while 61% said no. So it does seem like the sands are shifting.
Closer than I thought it might.
Yes.
No, but Ed, you've got to say that. Come on. The point is, you know that any politician, any political party that got 61% would be absolutely thrilled at the moment. Of course they would be. The monarchy is a stabilising influence.
Okay.
So stable that 40% of the country now wants to abolish it. I mean, that is
and what do you want to put in its place? What happened in Australia?
He wants to ask the people. Listen, we could go on talking about this for the next hour, and actually I would really enjoy that.
I would like that too.
And, thank you, Richard, for coming on. We always love debating with you. And Will, congratulations on the New Statesman doing really well.
Thanks, Ed.
Deputy editor, and it's a really good piece. And
really
you check the agenda.
Piece. Yeah,
and your GMB debut, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.